talk about. Another one, all right? Because it's a question. It's a question I always get. People ask me, how do I stay calm with these kids? How do you do it? Oh my God. How do you take care of yourself? All these questions, right? But the truth is though, it's not about having it all together. It's not about having all the right answers, but one of the main things is protecting my peace. So we're gonna get into that. All right. So if you're a mom who feels overwhelmed, overstimulated, and constantly needed by everybody in your life, this conversation is for you. All right. So we're gonna jump right into it. Okay. Protecting your peace. Now the first step. Let me see. Being a mom of multiple kids. We live in a society, especially nowadays with the economy, right? People are discouraged. People are scared. People have a very scarce mentality. People panicking. People is like freaking out. And they don't know, how they going to get by, how they going to get through with this economy and all the craziness that's going on in the world today. And if you have a big family, they really counting the bills. Counting the bills, counting everything, right? But you got to protect your peace. And whether that means that's from the news channel, whether that's from friends, whether that's from family, whether that's from strangers, whoever, wherever, you have to be mindful of what you allow into your ears, into your mind, into your heart, into your space. Because at the end of the day, you have your children and you have to be there for them. You have to show up for them. You have to provide for them. So anything outside of your success and you thriving as a mother, it got to go. Because the only thing that you need is things that's going to support you, things that's going to inspire you, things that's going to lift you up and keep you going. Not things that's going to bring you down or tear you down or trash you down. You get what I'm saying? That's not what you need. And so a lot of times that comes with you creating a family that you've always wanted in life, right? That comes with being like attributed to society and raising happy, healthy children who's going to grow up to be adults one day, who's going to grow up to have to live in this world and adapt to this world one day. You being able to give them life and being able to pour into them and being able to teach them so that they can positively contribute to this world. All right. So if people not there with you with that, then they gotta go. So number one, well, yeah. Number one, like you have to stop trying to be everything to everybody. You only one person. You can't please everybody. You can't overcommit. A lot of times people don't understand what it takes when you got multiple children or they invite you somewhere or they want you to do something or participate in something. They not being mindful of what you got going on yourself. They want you to come to the birthday. They want you to come to the party. They want you to do this. They want you to do that. But they don't really know, either because they don't have children or they not in their children's lives or whatever the circumstance may be. But being a present mother, being a present parent, you are literally like managing a lot with multiple children. And I don't think people realize how much you manage on a day-to-day basis, not just like in your household, but mentally too. Like the mental load, the appointments, dinners, school, after school programs, drop off, pick up, extracurricular activities, reading, homework, studying, tests, state tests, homeschool, whatever the case may be. Like people don't think about all the stuff that it takes to raise happy, healthy children, because a lot of times they didn't raise their own kids full time. So when you're a full-time mom, you really see what it takes to be a parent. And I feel like that's that's where I'm at now is, being a mom of multiple, being a parent, I reflect a lot back on my childhood. And like to me, I mean, it as much as it takes to raise a child, I don't care if it's just one child or two or three, it really I'm not shading nobody, but it really shows you that a lot of people took the easy shift. All right, they took the weekend shift. All right, they didn't take the full time position because that's a lot of work. Okay, so you know, one of the biggest ways I found peace was realizing I don't have to carry everything. Like my kids is enough. Even when I had 3 kids, I was already telling like I got 3 kids. Like I only got 2 hands and I got 3 kids. So at that point in my life and my journey, I was already like maxed out in my mind. So I already was telling people, nope, 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 I got 3 kids because people thought I was just saying that. But in reality, it's like the way that I parent, the kind of mother that I am, that's work. That's work on me, right? And so yeah, you just have to, start saying no and um prioritizing what's most important at that moment in time, which is your kids, okay? What else? Boundaries. Boundaries. Now, the thing about boundaries is there's a couple things about boundaries I'm going to talk about real quick. Number one, first you have to have boundaries with yourself. You really have to learn what boundaries are and why they exist. All right, let me see. Y'all got me on my teaching kick today. Let me see. So, what are boundaries? Okay, so a boundary, let's see. They are limits, limits and rules somebody create to define what behaviors, communications, and interactions are acceptable and unacceptable. Okay, you can set boundaries in multiple ways, not just one way. It could be physically, emotionally, your time, but it's really just drawing a line somewhere. That's all the boundary is. It's really just drawing a line somewhere and saying, okay, I can do this, but anything further than this, I can't do. Period. Right? And so, first, you got to learn what your limit is first for yourself. Because you even have to have boundaries with yourself. So, if today you said, I'm going grocery shopping and I need to get a works assignment or a homework assignment done. If you say after that, you know how you feel after you done grocery shopping all day. You know how you feel. You tired. You've been on your feet. You've been lugging stuff around, right? Then you're going to be maxed out. So the boundary with yourself would be, I'm not going to push myself no further than what I said I needed to do, which was going grocery shopping and getting this assignment done. Now, if you decide to go past that and burn yourself out or end up aggravated or frustrated, that's on you. You crossed that own boundary with yourself. You knew how you was going to feel after you got done shopping. So you should have just took it easy, laid down, took a nap, called it a day, said, okay, I've done enough, move on. Boundaries with other people. That's how you know if they listening to you or not. You setting boundaries with people. So if somebody did something or said something and you communicated like, I don't like what you said, or I don't like how you said it, or I'm not going to be able to come pick you up from work every day, or whatever the case may be with other people. I'm not going to be able to commit to that. And they either abide by the boundary or they don't. If they don't, part of you protecting your peace is being like, you know what? I done talked to you about this once. I done talked to you about this twice. I done talked to you about this 3 times. That's it. I'm done. Because you protecting your peace. You don't have time to keep repeating yourself after you done told somebody 3 times that I'm not going to be able to do that. So, boundaries is really about protecting your time, protecting your energy, and then, setting expectations with people, and is limiting unnecessary obligations. So you got your own set of responsibilities and stuff that you got to do and you got to get done, and you're not going to be able to be everything to everybody. So it is what it is. Moving forward, how else do I protect my peace? Being a mom of multiple, having children, several children, I have to make time for myself and not feel bad about it. We talked about this last week. I got to make time for myself and I not feel guilty about it. So if I want to take a nap and they cool, or they at school, or they gone for the weekend, or whatever the case may be, look, I do what I gotta do to keep myself happy. I'm a creative person. I love all things creative. I love music. I love dance. I love furthering my education, learning, growing new things. And so I have to keep doing them things for myself. Like getting up a little bit earlier than the family, spending quiet time, read my word, read my devotion, my Bible, pouring into myself, listening to some soft music to help prepare me for the day mentally. Like all of those things, coming on here, spreading the word, spreading the good news, helping other moms with multiple children thrive in their role. Those are the things that fulfills me and makes me happy. So I do those things because then I'm able to be a better mother. Moving forward, perfection. Like, if you a perfectionist, then you gotta let that go. Let that go. It's easier said than done. Like laundry, dishes, meals, the house getting messy. Kids gonna be kids, and so I know I'm a neat freak. I got a mild case of OCD. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My house, I keep a clean house. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, this is something that maybe I need to still work on too for myself, because, honey, you gotta teach your kids clean up after themselves. And this, as early as 1. If they could play with toys. They could take stuff out the toy box, or they could take stuff out the refrigerator, or get a drink, or make themselves something to eat. You could teach them when you done. I'm gonna need you to clean this up. I'm gonna need you to pick that up. My son is about to be 2 years old on the 22nd, honey. When he got a little ABC puzzle. I got his little ABCs in the Ziploc bag, and then he got his puzzle. And every once in a while, I give him the bag. He dump the letters out, try to match them up, throw them. He do all types of stuff. But when he done, I be like, it's time to clean up. And guess what he do? I hold that bag open for him, and he get them letters, and he pick them up and put them in the bag. And he do it. I don't have to force him. He don't give me a hard time or nothing. Like, and that's how you have to teach him. You got to teach him things like that. But that don't mean that everything is going to be perfect all the time either. So you got to be okay with the laundry. Never ending laundry. Dishes. If you got a dishwasher, you might be a little bit better with that. But even still with a dishwasher, when you cook dinner, like you still got to end up washing pots and pans. At least I do. Because, like, some stuff don't fit in the dishwasher. Like, I got big pots, so I had to hand wash those. Moving forward, what else? What are some other things I do? Protect my mental health. Like, I don't compare myself to other moms. I try to speak life and positivity over myself. Practice gratitude. Being intentional about everything. Social media. What I say out my mouth. Out loud. That's a big thing. Just protecting your mind, your thoughts, because you can spiral. And then what else? Ask for help. If you have the help, don't be afraid to ask for it. but I feel like for me personally, I don't like asking for nothing. I don't like asking people for nothing. I will I will ask my children to step up. I will ask them to do their part or do chores or help with laundry or make your bed when you get up in the morning or clean up behind yourself. Yeah, to help us run smoothly. But as far as like asking for outside help, that's very rare. Very rare in my case. In your case, other people's cases, it might be different. If you still, my mom passed away about long, like 14, 15, almost 15 years ago. I was 18 years old. So, if you have that luxury, if you still have your mom in your life and you can call her and ask her for help, or if you need something, she'll be there. She's part of your village. That's a beautiful thing. But I don't have that, and if I did, I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. Just knowing like how my mother was, like I'm quite sure she would probably be with my kids every day, just because she wanted to, not because I asked her to. But I know for me personally, um, I just no, because I think I keep people around thinking that they helpful, but they really not. So like what I mean by that is it's like I don't know what other people MO is, but if I feel like you help me in some way, but you also burden me in some way, that's not I don't want your help. So it's like if I need you to do something and it comes with a bunch of other stuff along with it, that to me that's not help. That's like the opposite. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not good at this. I don't ask. I don't ask for help. If I had to help, maybe I would. But these people, these people, that at least right now, that I know of, they, yeah, they could barely manage themselves. Okay, so moving on. All right, moving on. You need your energy for your kids. Okay, you don't need your energy wasted on unhealthy relationships, toxicity, explaining your damn self to people. Like you really need your energy for your kids to run your household. Especially if you do most of everything. If you like doing the cooking, doing the cleaning, doing the laundry, making the appointments, all of that stuff, like you really you a human, you one person, and you limited. Like you literally cannot do everything. So you have to really be mindful of where you spend your time, where you spend your energy. So if I'm spending my energy on negativity, if I'm spending my energy on people who don't even can't do half of what I do, don't understand me, don't understand my journey, that's going to take away from me being a good mother or me being a present mother in my kids' life. I need my energy for them. Kids got a lot of energy, and they need you. The only the only I'm not gonna say the only, I'm gonna say the most important thing to a child is time. A lot of time we think it's money, or we gotta work. We gotta pay this, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. Kids are simple. Like kids just want your love, they want your time, they want your affection, and they want you to pour into them. Like kids are very simple. Like it's really simple. Yes, they need clothes. Yes, they need food. Yes, they need shelter. Yes, they need other things. But most importantly, kids is the emotional stuff. That's really what they need. They need the hugs. They need the kisses. They need the words of affirmations. They need to know that you love them and care about them. Period. And so, yeah, you have to focus on what truly matters. So, thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and cap it right here. It's been 20 minutes. Um, any topics or anything you guys want to discuss, you can send me a message, comment, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.